Well, we could all use that. So that's beautiful. And I also wanted to welcome those streaming live from Humanities Team Facebook page, the Humanities Team YouTube channel, and Stream Plus members that are here in the green room with us. Thank you for being members and even being on camera. And also, I wanted to do a special shout out to the Sign Network with John and Summer Raymer at sign.network. Because it is a live program, we will have time for questions or comments. If you have gone through Ariya's course, try to get your question or comment in within the first 30 to 40 minutes of the program, and you can post it in the chat wherever you're watching this, whether it be Zoom or social media or the Humanities Team live event viewing room on our website. So let me share more about Ariya. Ariya is a world-renowned healer, mentor, and founder of Higher Self-Mastery, a transformational course and membership for individuals who are seeking to break through into their highest level of fulfillment. Ariya's main focus is helping people master the invisible energy around them, manifesting with it and connecting to their higher self. Through their higher self connection, Ariya leads them to find and fulfill their purpose and thus find true fulfillment. Her mission is to help people connect to their higher self and lead highly successful and spiritually guided lives. Wouldn't we all want that? Through this, they find their life's purpose and the way to live it. With over 2 decades of dedicated service, Ariya has impacted over 100,000 lives across all 5 continents. And I'm so excited to get to know her even deeper. She is recognized as one of the best spiritual guides on Solvana and a celebrated speaker on Mind Valley Pro. Her workshops were voted the top choice of the year on Lifebook. From guiding celebrities, athletes, and business executives to ignite breakthroughs in their lives, to passionately uplifting individuals from all walks of life, Ariya is committed to propelling everyone towards their highest level of health, wealth, and fulfillment. She helps individuals to master the energy around them, manifest their heart's desires, and facilitates a profound connection with their higher self for the life of a soul-level fulfillment. So happy to have you here today, Ariya. Thank you.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much. Beautiful introduction. And aloha to everyone listening. We're going to have a fabulous time. This is going to be really going directly into your living room, into your heart, and it's going to uplift you. So stay tuned.
Yeah, and everybody feel that intention. You could take a deep breath in and feel that coming into your heart and feel the truth of that. Yes, so receive this wisdom and energy that Ariya is emitting right now, because she's really standing for truth and holding this space for our own healing for each and every one of us. And can you share where you're connecting from today, Ariya?
Yes, I'm on the big island of Hawaii. It's just getting light behind me. You'll see it's still dark, but the light is coming up. It's early here, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wonderful. And what brought you to the Big Island? Because I love the Big Island. I love the volcanic energy and the ancient feeling energy. What brought you there as a spiritual healer?
It was actually a calling. I always wanted to go to Hawaii with my mom. It was like a dream. I lived in Germany, grew up in Germany. And, there was always this dream Hawaii. It's sort of like heaven, really far away and beautiful. And all of a sudden, one morning, in my meditation, I saw the dolphins and I heard this call. We need to meet you in Hawaii. Come to Hawaii. I'm like, am I making this up? And then
The dolphins were calling you. That's so beautiful.
It was. And then the next morning, the dolphins came again. I saw them with my eyes closed. I saw dolphins starting to surround me. And then I saw them connecting with me. I had never seen dolphins other than in the zoo. But I always felt like really strongly connected to them. But all of a sudden I could see the eye and how it was looking at me. And I'm like, ooh, this is like God is looking at me. It was really so powerful, touched me directly into the soul. And they said, come to Hawaii. So then I put on my German thinking mind. I'm like, okay, I'm in Germany. I don't have the money to fly to Hawaii. I don't have the means. Can I meet you in the Mediterranean? Can you come there? There's an ocean there. I can drive there with my motorbike. And they're like, nope, got to be Hawaii. So this went on for several weeks that I would always meet them in the morning, and they took me to a certain bay, and we were swimming in the bay, and we were using sacred geometry patterns that they swam and I saw, and light came through, and we sent out these holy and sacred positive vibrations onto the whole planet from that bay. And eventually I said, okay, if you want me to come to Hawaii, I'll say yes. And then, dear universe, God, guidance, bring it on. Do what you need to do so I can make it happen, because I don't have the money, and that's mainly it. You need to bring the money. I'll do everything else. So I packed my bags. I told my clients I may be connecting with them, not in person anymore. It'll be over the phone. And, got somebody who would take care of my animals. And I was ready with my backpack, and I said, okay, universe, where's my ticket? I even reserved the ticket, and it didn't come. So I was so upset. I remember that morning I'm walking on the pasture of my horses, and I'm like, you told me to come to Hawaii. I didn't need to come to Hawaii. I did all of this work, and now you're not delivering. What's going on? I don't care anymore. I'm just going to stay.
Wow. I'm surprised that you had that anger. I didn't think that you thought that way.
For sure. And mind you, this is 20 years ago, and it was just the beginning of my spiritual journey. And
Yeah.
not that I didn't have any anger, but I let go differently now, because
Yes.
I needed that anger to let go of. And if you're listening, if
Yes.
whoever's listening to us, sometimes if you can't let go of an attachment to a manifestation that you're calling in or you feel called to, sometimes it needs anger to let go of. Because once you're so angry that you don't care anymore whether it happens or not, you're also letting it go.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that distinction that we can use anger as a powerful tool of letting go and awareness, because we need that in our manifesting energy, correct?
Correct. Because when you manifest, your solar plexus energy, which is really the activity, the action energy, right? Your power opens doors. So let's say you want to manifest a beautiful encounter with a loved one, right?
Okay.
Your life. So
Like
you
a loved one, like a romantic, or you're talking about one that's passed over, like
Well, it's really anything. I'm just giving
anything.
you an example.
Okay.
So yes, with a person who passed over, a beautiful encounter in the inner world, that's so soothing. It's so supportive, but it could also be you're calling in your soulmate, or you're calling in an old friend that you haven't seen in a long time. You could manifest a car, a house, you could manifest your next job. So whatever it is, let's just say you're thinking of something that you really want. And people who are listening, just do it with me for a moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
do this exercise. Yes.
Think of something you really want right now.
Yeah. And you can go ahead and feel free to put it in the chat wherever you're watching if you'd like to put it out there. It's fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And this, by the way, may not be what you actually need to manifest. We'll get into it later.
Okay.
And then we get it and we're like, oh my gosh, how did I come up with that? I did.
Okay. Okay.
But right now we'll work with that. And later we'll get into how do you find out what you need to manifest in order to fulfill your soul purpose. Yeah. And in order to feel really fulfilled. But let's go with it. So you want to manifest something, think of that wish. And as you're thinking of that wish, think of how much you want it. Good. Now, this wanting pushes an energy out of your solar plexus, and it actually opens doors. It's a pushing energy. It's very male. Male is good. Female is good. So it's just A male energy has a very strong direction. A female energy is more an absorbing energy. That's why I mention it. And so you're pushing that energy out, and it opens the door to the thing you want. And this is what happened to me when I said, okay, now I want to go to Hawaii. Okay, I'm going to make it happen. I reserve a ticket. I pack my bags. I do everything for my animals and so on. I opened the doors. But here's the thing. If you continue pushing, which I did at the time, wanting it and continuing to want it. I want that soulmate. I'm freaking, look, they have it. I don't have it. I can't stand being alone. Bring them on. Keep pushing. The doors open already to the room where everything is in that you have called in, but you keep pushing against it. All the stuff that's in that room is just going to go to the wall of the room and gets pushed away from you rather than coming to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do have a question in chat if I can interrupt, but I do want to get back to your story after this. Okay. So, I have a question from
And
Jackie.
before we go into the question, if it's okay, I just want
Okay.
to spring the thing.
Oh, sure.
There's something else you need to do other than pushing, and we're going to go into that. But let's see if the question leads us there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were asking if you do this action in meditation, what you're talking about with the solar plexus, where you're desiring and wanting it.
Yeah, that's perfect at this point, this question.
Okay, great.
Good question. Thank you for asking. Keep bringing the questions. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. You can do the wish right now and think about it and say, this is what I want. It creates a trajectory. Where meditation comes in is it creates a stronger energy field for you. So you can compare it to a battery that has maybe, 9 volts to a battery that has maybe 24 volts, or 200 volts. So you can amp up the power of your energy field through meditation, and specifically through meditations that enhance that energy field. Yeah. And there's another component that goes in there. When you move energy, when this now leads us into mastering energy, when you move energy, when you work with energy, you use 2 factors. You use your focus, and the focus directs the energy. So you're thinking of, let's say, the soulmate directs the energy to soulmate. It doesn't direct energy to cars or to, the school for my children. It directs the energy to soulmate. So it directs the energy. And your intention, I want to feel that certain way with my soulmate. That intention sets the quality of the energy. So you always work with these 2 factors, the direction of the energy and the quality of the energy. Yeah. Now, the direction of the energy and the quality of the energy are, of course, so much better and so much clearer when you're in a meditative state, because when you are in a meditative state, you have enhanced your energy field and you're focused so much more on what you want and the quality that you want, compared to if you're just in the car thinking about something. Yeah. So it does enhance it, but you can still wish without meditation.
Well, I really appreciate you explaining that. That is very clear, and I love that. It just magnifies the field and helps it maybe manifest faster. I mean, I would also add that meditation can help in letting go of the
Yeah, which is
desire.
the next point we're
Oh,
getting to.
that's the next point. Okay. So we're
That,
going to get back to your story also, because I'm on the edge of my seat wanting to know what
yeah,
happened, how you got to Hawaii.
exactly. And that's the part of the letting go. So when you want to actually bring the things that you have pushed open, with pushing that door open with your solar plexus, if you want to bring these things into your life, landing them in your lap, I always say, yeah, then you need to let go of the pushing energy. And you simply need to start becoming magnetic and attracting it. Now, we naturally do that when we, for example, order something. I often bring that example. You order something on Amazon. Yeah. You want it. You're looking for it. You're searching. You're even researching. You're looking at the reviews, and you finally found the thing you want, and you're like, boom, I'm ordering it. That's opening the door with the solar plexus. Yeah. Action. Now, what do? You continue action? Oh man, I have no time. I got to stay on Amazon. Okay, I'm working on this. I'm getting a package from Amazon. Oh, let's go play. No, no time. I'll work, no time. I'm watching. I'm doing Amazon. That's how a lot of people try to manifest. Yeah, they keep pushing, they keep looking. But here's what you naturally do. You naturally close your computer and you say, okay, it's ordered. Let's play. Let's work. Let's do whatever we do. Yes, would you agree?
That is true. After you click that button, then you expect it to come. And I've never thought about manifesting that way. And I'm so glad because that is so clear.
Yeah. And it becomes very easy when you know it, because now you need to let go in order for it to come, and not, oh my God, I don't know what to do in order for it to come. No, now you need to let it go. The wish is done once. Manifesting happens in 3 steps. You wish, yeah, and then you let go, and then you
Okay.
become magnetic.
Okay.
Okay. And so the wish is done. Now you're letting go, but you literally don't have to think about it anymore. It's just, okay, they're all doing it. The angels are doing it. God's doing it. The universe, it's happening. Whatever you believe is the force that works on that, And
Mm-hmm.
you need to become magnetic to your wish. And this is what happened with me. Once I got so angry, I remember on this pasture, it was almost nighttime, was the light was getting dimmer, and I'm like stamping, whatever, however you say it. I'm from Germany, so
Both stamping, stomping.
okay, stamping on the on the pasture. God, this is not fair. Okay, you guys, I don't care. I'm gonna just stay. And so the next morning, I'm sitting in meditation. And by the way, this could have happened without meditation also, although I always, love meditation. I'm sitting in meditation and I'm swimming with the dolphins, and we're doing our sacred geometry that I mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, you know what? This is maybe what the dolphins meant. They meant come to Hawaii energetically. Maybe I don't even
Oh,
need to fly in an airplane. I'm already.
yes.
And I realized that I was in Hawaii because my whole energy field felt differently since I had started these meditations. And I put dolphin pictures everywhere, and I listened to Hawaiian music. So I literally was in Hawaii. So I'm happily, okay, I'm just going to do my clients in person, and I'm just going to stay in Germany. I love Germany anyway, no problem. And the next day, literally, I'm not kidding you, in the mail, there's a letter. And that is from my deceased aunt, who had died 1 year ago, not yesterday, last week, 1 year ago. She died. And today, after I'm letting go, I'm getting the letter that tells me I inherited 13,000 euros. I'm like, oh my God. I needed 1,200 for the ticket. And then I needed maybe another 3,000, for being there.
For being there. Mm-hmm.
And now I have 13,000. Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Split the money, gave my brother half, and, took the money to Hawaii, and I had an amazing experience in Hawaii for 3 months. And this was my transformation. This is when I went from half time doing my healing work and being still sort of in the system of society and how you live and how you should be, and what you talk about, into who I am as an actualized human being who can help other people actualize their potential. When I came back, I quit my job. I was 100% healer from then on. Never, never, never had space in my healing practice. I'm always full since 20 years, always word to mouth. People only come to my website to just, confirm or set up an appointment. They don't usually come to just find me. They find me through word to mouth, and then they book. And so, I just stepped into my dharma, into my calling so profoundly. That's why I do retreats in Hawaii. There's one coming up if you're listening to this live.
Yes.
And
You can share about that if you'd like. Yeah.
okay, super. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a breakthrough retreat. Basically, what happened for me in Hawaii was a breakthrough into my higher self in such a way that I not only knew what I needed to do and what was my purpose, that when I fulfill that purpose on my deathbed, I would be at peace and okay, knowing that I did exactly what I came here for. Not only that, but also found how to do it and found the strength and the fortitude because I was backed up by my divine team and by other people to do it. So these three factors: knowing what to do, knowing how to do it, and having a support team that cheers you on, that believes in you. That's what I got in Hawaii. And this is what I'm delivering in the retreats. And this time, only time, is in Hawaii. It's in October 23rd to the 26th, 4 breakthrough days, right on the beach, on the ocean. The hotel is literally in the sand, on the ocean. And we're going to be in a group of people who are light workers, who are already, called to this work. And so if you are feeling a resonance with that, when you're listening to that, please go to my website and just sign up and come and see us and have your own breakthrough and experience what it means to actually know exactly that you're on the right track and what to do and feel supported in doing that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I would encourage everybody to check out her website and her healing offerings and also her incredible Hawaii retreat. That sounds amazing. And are you still doing this sacred geometry with the dolphins, but just in person with them?
Not in person with the dolphins, because it's actually not allowed in Hawaii anymore that you swim with the dolphins in person.
Oh,
So,
really? Oh
mhm.
my God, I'm so grateful that I did it before it was out loud because it was there on the big island that I
Yeah,
swam with the dolphins.
me too. So grateful to have done that. But yes, we do boat trips where the dolphins come very, very close. So you can
Yes.
be with the dolphins anytime we go out with the boat. The dolphins show up right at when the boat goes into the sea. But we do it actually in a meditative state. We bring people into that meditative state where I was. The dolphins came to me in Germany, not in person. They came in my meditation. And
Hmm.
everything that I did from there was, inspired by that sacred geometry, which is a pattern of harmony. And when you bring this pattern of harmony into any situation, including into the physical body, it heals, it harmonizes, it brings the highest potential out. And so that's what we're doing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing. Well,
Much more. There'll be healing and there'll be blockages removed. There'll be fun. And yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there are many aspects to your incredible retreat. So we do have a comment in the chat. Sandra says, meditation is the key. I need to do more. So wonderful to have that realization. And I did want to say you have an incredible course on Stream Plus, and I'd love to play an introduction of that course, Higher Self
Oh,
Mastery. So we're going to play a little video clip.
cool.
Okay? Can we play that first clip?
I think in 100 years from now, people will connect with their higher selves. But you are one of those pioneers. Just like we had the pioneers with meditation. And nowadays, everybody knows how important meditation is. You get to have it. I'm so grateful you're here. So, what's in this course? We want you to master your higher self. We want you to get to a place where you can live the higher self lifestyle. That means a life where you are completely aligned with your soul mission, where you're 100% fulfilled because fulfillment comes from being on soul mission, and where things work out for you easy and no struggle. Okay? That doesn't mean you're not going to have waves. Life always comes in waves. But you will create the easiest and no struggle lifestyle that you possibly can. Why? Because you're going to be guided by the most supreme guidance. The most supreme guidance there is, your higher self. Your higher self can guide you all the way from understanding the future, understanding the past, understanding other people's, understanding you, understanding everything there's to know about a certain topic, so it can give you the most comprehensive and informed information, right? And can guide you the best. So for you to access the higher self, this is what we're here for. Now that comes as a package. And the cool thing about this is the package is fun along the way. It's not, oh, I want to get to this, and until I'm there, I have to do hard work. No, 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 no. You're going to get presence along the way. Think of it as if you're walking on a beautiful path, from A to B. Let's say you're walking from the mountain to the ocean, and the whole path is strewn with flowers and little presents for you to pick up along the way. And every time you pick up one of those flowers or one of those presents, your life will be enriched.
What I really loved about that video is your Hawaiian energy. I mean, you really embodied that with the crown, the Hawaiian goddess. I just felt that.
Oh yeah, I love it so much. I feel so much at home here. I actually, when soul language comes through, this soul language is often just real Hawaiian inspired. So yeah, I'm excited about this course too, because we see the results. We see so many results. I've run this course since many years now on my own website, and now it's available at a fraction of the price through Humanity's team. If you were to put it on my website, it's $1,000, and it's still $1,000 right now. And so people have gotten such good results. And, I just love to get people onto that jet stream of the higher self, we call it, where because your vibration is so high, you're always attracting more good into your life than you can imagine. And while life still goes in waves, the waves don't go like that anymore. They go like that. And you're on that high trajectory where somehow you feel better, somehow you feel elated, even though maybe there may be a difficulty, and somehow you move into a solution quickly, and all the way to blissful states most of the time, where you're just so connected, so guided, because you've mastered energy. This is the first step. Then you mastered manifestation. We touched in on these for a moment. And then you master the contact to your higher self, because higher self connection isn't something that can be done just, okay, I'll show you how in 3 hours and then you're done. No, you actually need to change internally, become a better self, and become happier in order to access your higher self. So we help you do that in the course. And we see such good results. I mean, I talk to people who have done the course and who practice the tools and the principles every day. Everybody tells me, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much better my life is. My relationships are better. My success is there. I've mastered the principles of life, and things are just flowing, and I can think of something and it shows up. I don't even need to manifest anymore. I just think of it and it shows up, because I'm now so aligned with my highest good that it can't help but come to me. And I want that for everyone. And really my goal is to have higher self groups in every city in the world, just like we have yoga groups now everywhere. Remember when they started, there was no yoga group. There maybe one in New York, right? And then it was a new thing. And now we have yoga groups everywhere. That's our goal. Higher self groups everywhere, so that everybody can live their highest potential and happily despite outer circumstances. So basically being not affected by the world, but affecting the world positively.
Oh, wonderful. And I just wanted to also share, and thank you for sharing that this course is also available on your website at a much higher price. We're so honored to have you here as one of our spiritual leaders. And this spiritual education is just incredible. And it's in alignment with our CEO, Steve Farrell. He has a course, a master course called Higher Self, Higher Purpose. So I feel like these two courses combined together, don't you think that you're just going to go out into the world and just embrace your purpose?
For sure. This is how I got into humanities team, because I saw Steve Farrell and I saw his workshop, and I'm like, wow, this is so aligned. Come on,
Oh, really? Oh, perfect.
find forces and let's literally share the best with the world. And then let's get people into these practical tools, because you literally need tools. I mean, if you want to drive a bicycle and you've never driven a bicycle, you need certain tools. You need a bicycle and you need to know how to drive the bicycle, right? But then you need somebody who pushes you and holds you until you can drive it yourself. And once that's done, you can ride a bicycle for the rest of your life. No, you don't need anybody to do that. You can go anywhere with your bike. But there is a certain process that needs to happen for us to get to a next level. And I just felt so inspired when I saw his course and when I saw also the Mission for Humanities team. And I'm really honored to be part of the teachers here in Humanities team.
Oh, thank you so much. That's incredible. So I am going to get to some questions that I have in the chat. Guranam says, I wonder how much one's karma slash soul blueprint affects one's ability to do this. I'm on your page. However, I know so many people for whom life is so overwhelming, this would seem more like wishful thinking. And that is such a good question. I'm just going to add my own opinion of this because I think a lot of people are just in reaction mode. I mean, they're working, they don't even think that this is a possibility to manifest the life of their dreams. But yeah, go ahead, Ariya.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, great question. Thank you. Because this is where I was in Germany. I'm like, what the heck? You want me to go to Hawaii? I'm just trying to survive here. I was living on $500, 500 D-Mark at the time, a month. Can you imagine? I mean, I literally went to the bakery to get the old bread at the end of the day so I could, eat that bread. So yes, I know everything about struggle. And, here's the thing. It's a mathematical equation. Struggle
Mhm.
is and thriving is. It's math. When you are on a low vibration, you have the most struggle. A medium vibration, less struggle. High vibration, the least amount of struggle. It's literally a vibrational equation depending on how your body vibrates. Now, we have tools how we can get you, even while you're struggling and while you're in survival mode, into a high vibration. And when we get you into a high vibration while you're struggling, the world around you can't help but surrender frequency wise, collapse basically, when you think quantum physically, into your new reality. And your new reality is not struggle anymore, it's actually thriving. And coming to karma, I asked that question to my higher self. I said, I think my karma is I need to die at 36 years old. I sort of figured that out when I was looking at the Akashic records. And I said, okay, how much of our karma can we actually change? Yeah. And how much of our karma can we dissolve quicker than if we were just to live through these repercussions of our past lives? And when you're not familiar with the word karma, what it really means, it's a cause and effect. So I do an action somewhere, and that creates a ripple effect and creates a reaction somewhere. That reaction comes back to me, and then I need to deal with the aftermath of my actions. And so that's on a bigger scale possible in this whole lifetime or in several lifetimes, that you can have created some reactions or some actions that created a reaction, and you're now dealing with that. And so I asked the higher self, how can I deal with karma? Can I dissolve it quicker? If I did a bad action somewhere, can I set it right? And I got a yes. And here's the thing, there's two things that go into that. There's healing. You have access to healing powers. And
Yes.
if you made a wrong action, you can heal the situation. It doesn't have to be mended over time, and time has to produce these after reactions, and then it creates another reaction, and this constant chaos back and forth that dissolves over 100 years or 1,000 years. You can actually heal it right there. So when I had my son, and I, made mistakes in my upbringing, every time I made a mistake, every time I realized I had wrong action, I just immediately used one of the tools and we can't go into all the tools right now, but I just want to give you that karma thing.
They're in the course, right?
They're in the course. But we use one of the tools and we dissolve it right there, right there. And so coming back to me dying at 36, I literally got the possibility to change my karma and my dharma. Dharma was the same, but I could change my trajectory.
Yeah, the dharma's purpose.
Dharma's purpose. Yes, thank you. I could change my trajectory of how I fulfill my purpose by, and this is the other thing, I said healing is necessary, removing blockages. By removing the blockages that otherwise I would need to stumble over, fall, maybe even die, come back, or just get hurt and heal from, or hurt somebody else and they need to heal. You can remove these blockages just like you can heal a situation and move on a free path. And how is that done? It's done with your free will. So karma responds to your free will.
Yes.
Yeah. Like Jesus could heal. How could Jesus heal Lazarus? How could he? That was his karma to die there. But how could he heal him? Well, that is free will. Free will can override things like that, because when you have a karma and you put in the healing energy of Jesus the Christ in this case, that karma is instantly healed. Then you put in the powerful intention of setting yourself up, or setting Lazarus up in this case, for living again and living better. Then that trajectory is created and there is a new karmic path. And that can happen with an intention and with the power of the energy behind it. Yeah. And you're capable of.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
And you're capable of doing that, is basically what I said.
Amazing. I've never heard anyone explain it so clearly like that, and how you healed your own karmic timeline of dying at 36. Oh, look at you're feeling it now. And so now you can be here with us, sharing your light, healing more people. So in a way, maybe that was your destiny. Maybe you have multiple timelines, and and if you healed it, then you'd be on this one timeline. I'm so glad you asked that question, Guranam. That was beautiful. So we have a few more questions that I want to get to. Jackie says, any advice for us following our heart?
Okay. So just put your hands on your heart for a moment. Everybody's listening. Just, if you're willing, put your hands on your heart and ask your heart, dear heart, am I living my full purpose right now? And chances are you're getting a no, Some of you may get a yes, give thanks. If you're getting a no, ask your heart, what would be my next best, most important thing to do in order to fulfill my purpose? What's the most important thing for me to do to fulfill my purpose? It could even be not doing it, could be the most important thing in general. Feel that. Get it. Allow it in. The first thought that comes. Okay? So now you touched in on the thing that's actually blocking your heart to be fully expressed. Yeah. And if you did this exercise honestly, and if you listen to the first thought that came, even if it was about your neighbor, and you're like, that doesn't make sense, just listen to it. What does my neighbor mean in this situation? How do I see my neighbor, for example? What do they represent for me? Then that's what your heart is telling you, what the neighbor represents to you. So whatever you got, that is your growing edge. And that's what's keeping your heart from fully expressing. And so I would suggest to understand what that is, or it's even good enough if you understand there is something. There's something that I'm not fully living. And then you set an intention. Intention is a powerful force. And you set an intention and you say, okay, I'm intending to move beyond what's blocking me right now from fully expressing my heart. And next thing you do, second super powerful step, it's written in all the scriptures, ask for help. Ask and you shall receive. And you can ask directly into the universe. You ask your angels, you ask, your guides. That depends on your belief. You ask God, but you just ask the faculty you believe can help. And you say, please help me do this. And now I like to add something and I can share with you why. Add accompanied with ease and grace.
Oh, that's a good one.
So please help me do this accompanied with ease and grace.
Okay.
And you're going. If you need extra help, come, do a session and we'll remove the blockage. But really, most of the time, it's that we're not clear on what needs to be removed and we don't set an intention and we don't ask for help. Yeah, we don't do any of these. We're just wondering, what is it? Well, you have this at your fingertips. Go ahead and use it.
So Jackie says thanks with a bunch of hearts and gratitude. And
Yeah.
Sandra says, we are blessed to have this opportunity to take time out of those struggles here and to learn tools for our spiritual development. Thank you. So she's appreciating. And then Jules says, the Big Island is so close to my heart. I love it dearly. She lived in Hawaii for 25 years. A retreat sounds amazing. I can't attend in October, but hopefully you'll do more in the future. So,
Yes, once a year we do a retreat, different places in the world. Yeah.
okay, wonderful. And I would just like to share, can I share my own experience with that exercise in the heart?
Please.
So it was interesting when I asked my heart, it said kind of, that I was kind of in my So anyway, and then what came up for me is stepping into my power and speaking more light language. So anyway,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, especially since you feel drawn to Hawaii. If people feel drawn to Hawaii, I usually call them Lemurian souls. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because Lemuria is an ancient civilization that's under Hawaii also. And it is a civilization where we lived in oneness. And this oneness is something that I'm sure, Charissa, you deeply feeling, you're longing to create. It's something that's true to your heart. Yeah.
Mhm.
Creating an experience where we're one with each other, where we're supportive of each other, where we bring out the best in each other. Would you say so?
Yeah, I would say so. And that's a humanities team. That's the purpose, is like oneness, the underlying. That's why I was drawn to this organization as well. Yeah.
Exactly. And so you probably have Lemurian roots. That means you're an ancient soul and you know how it feels to live that. So there's something inside of you that's automatically going in that direction. It's also helping other people to do that. And a lot of people who come to me or who are part of my membership, they do that. And everybody who is part of Humanities Team membership, they have that as their soul signature. Now, because we have these amazing courses on Humanities Team, you can also get the tools to actually live it. Because if you have that underlying current, it doesn't mean you can live it. In fact, often, if we are so caring, we actually draw in the problems of the world, and then we have to deal with them. So we get affected by the world negatively, and then we're not our best selves anymore, right? And so I teach in this course, actually, we have these energy tools, and this is why the course comes with energy first. And if
Yes.
you're interested in doing this, she'll share later with how you can get to it. The first tool is managing your energy. And I used to be one like that. I go into a room, I absorb all the negativity because I want to help. And then my body has to deal with it. And I find myself either upset or sick, I'm like, how is that possible? It's because I'm not supposed to absorb it. I'm supposed to radiate light into this situation.
Oh, yes, the opposite. Yeah. And Jackie says that happens to me. I can't even go to Walmart. Oh yeah, Walmart, definitely feeling the low energy there. Well,
We'll do a protective
Ariya,
field in the core. If I may quickly,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
so for that, because I want you to know, for this, we share a protection shield in the course, and the
Yes.
protection shield will protect you before you go to Walmart. You're not absorbing anything. Yeah. Then we share out how you can recharge your body so much that you're radiating that light out rather than absorbing. Because if you are not recharged, you are by mere gravity. No, is it gravity? It's vacuum, because you have a vacuum in your system. You're drawing energy in from the world. So you have to fill your system so you're not drawing in. Yeah. So we share how you fill your system. And then we share tools of how you can maintain that and have more than enough energy. And if you have more than enough energy, you go into the room, you go into Walmart, you go into the hospital, and not only are you not affected by it, you share your light with everyone. But while you're sharing it, you fill yourself up. So you're going to come out of the hospital fuller and cleaner than you were going in. It's
Yeah,
possible.
amazing. I love that. Well, I want to play another clip so people can get a taste of this is the violet flame protection. So let's play a clip from her master class.
Wonderful. Now we're going to go to the next really effective tool for your protection, which is called the violet flame. The violet flame is not only protection, it is also transformation. So the violet flame is an amazing tool that most people don't even know about, never heard about. And what it does is it helps you transform any negativity away into positivity, and any positivity gets really enhanced. So it's an amazing tool to use, and I'm going to show you how. But first I want to tell you, what is the violet flame? What is this thing? Because it is a fire. Yes, it is a flame. The color is violet. And yes, it is just like energy, not visible to the physical eye. But we have light that we can work with in the invisible realm, and we have fire that we can work with in the invisible realm. And this particular fire is created to transform things for us. It's a tool that you can use between other humans to help transform the energy. Let's say there's a disharmony, you'll just place the violet flame between the two people and it'll eat up the difficulties. You can use it to protect yourself when you're driving, for example. I like to have the violet flame burn in front of me when I'm driving, like about 100 meters in front of me, so that any accidents, any difficulties are already removed, before I get there, and then it rolls back up behind me. So I'm always driving with the violet flame. I put it on everybody's energy field before I meet with them. If I have a client, I'll ask for the violet flame to burn in front of them and around them. I do that for myself in the morning. There'll be a morning routine that I'll share, and in the morning routine we use the violet flame because it helps us to transform any negativity that's within us or around us to something that's beneficial. Oh, I love it. Beautifully created. Love it.
Oh, yes. And the violet flame, what is the source of that? How did you get downloaded with that information that can help us?
Yeah, the violet flame is another tool other than the protection shield and the radiating field that I just talked
Okay.
about. It is a tool that transforms energy, and it is really guarded and guided by the violet ray. So behind me, you see the colors of the chakras. The top
Yes.
one is violet, and the violet ray is Archangel Zadkiel and Ascended Master Saint Germain.
Yes,
And
that's what I was wondering. Saint Germain. Okay.
Mhm. And they are serving on the violet ray. We have, several rays of divinity, and different ascended masters and angels are serving on these rays, and they have different qualities. And the violet ray is that of transformation. Forgiveness goes in there, but also your richness goes in there, your abundance. Because when you transform something, it means you're letting go of the negativity and you switch it into something beneficial, right? It's transformation is different than letting go, and it's different than enhancing. It basically does both together. Yeah. It lets go and enhances, and it creates something better out of it. And the violet flame is a powerful tool to use. And you can call on these angels or the ascended master anytime, and you just ask for the violet flame to burn. And this is something you can do from now on, and use it between your relationships, in your house, before people come to me, I let the violet flame burn on them. When I work, I sit in a violet flame. It's really good to use.
Oh, wonderful. I love that. I want to start using that. And Jackie says, I do use Violet Flame. Love it.
Ooh, I love that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. And I've heard of it before in like a guided meditation, and I just never thought about using it all the time, like what you're talking about for protection while driving or for relationships. I mean, this is such an incredible tool. I'm so excited to learn about that. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So how did you get into this type of spiritual education and healing? I know you started doing this more full time 20 years ago, but how did you realize you had these abilities?
Through my meditations, I started to learn how to, master energy, and I got told how energy works. And in fact, I was at a very low point when I called in those tools, very low point in my life. And I had physical problems. And I was working in psychiatry at the time. And when I came out of psychiatry, out of my ward, I was working in the hardest ward with the chronic schizophrenic people who are since 20 years there, and they never go out. And they're very, very sick. I would come out of work, and I was so depleted of energy that I couldn't even hold my body up. I couldn't walk well. I could walk barely, but if I was standing, I would just collapse. So I just sat down on the ground waiting for the train. This is how tired I was. And I had physical problems with my knees as well. So I was looking for help, and I found this healer. I'm like, a healer? Okay, let's try this out, right? Um, so I went to this healer who came highly recommended, and this is how people come to me now, and he showed me how he could heal my knees with moving the energy. And when he did that, it made all the sense in the world to me. I already knew what he was going to do before he did it. I'm like, how is this possible? So I asked him if he could teach me, and he said yes. He had a workshop coming up that weekend, and he asked me to feel energy in the body and, see if I can find where the meridians go. And I could do it. I just, with my fingers, followed the meridians. And I thought everybody can. And he said, no, this is not a typical thing. You can feel energy. And I could feel what the blockage was. And then I even knew how to get rid of the blockage. I'm like, how do I know this? And so then he gave me some tools that helped me hone in on those skills, that helped me make them more, predictable, and actually use them on people in a predictable way. And when he did that, I started my healing practice, and I literally learned how to do this. But I got hurt. My arm hurt because I had to pull out the energy with my arm. And since I'm pulling out the energy, my arm got affected. And I started, getting this super heavy arm. And like, this cannot be it. So I happened on another healer, and this healer showed me how to access my higher self. And same situation happened there. This was a group of people who had worked on this since many months or years, depending. And I came to this group, and what he showed me, I already knew. I'm like, I get this. I know what to do. Okay, this is what I need to do. Yeah, I'll do it. And I just couldn't follow it. And in fact, it caused problems in the group because people were so upset at the fact that I knew it better and I'm brand new. When our egos got in there, I was so sad. But, nevertheless, I got access to the higher self that way. I got shown how I can access my higher self. And that was my key. And this is why I'm so passionate about this, to you listening, to you getting that key, because I had the key to all the answers. From now on, I did not need to find the next best healer. I did not need to find somebody who does something, but then it gets me hurting somewhere else. Or, I get into a group where I'm ending up not fitting. No, I can go to the higher self and I ask the question specific for my life. And I only get the answers that are relevant for me. And so this is what I did. I went to the higher self and said, how do I heal so my arm doesn't hurt anymore? And it showed me a different method. And
Okay.
then I met my guides. I met Jesus. There was the first person who actually taught me how to heal. I'm so humbled to actually share that. I usually don't share that often because, it's sensitive, but
Yes.
and very personal. But it's really
Yes.
happened. He came and he showed me how to heal. And so everything from then on, I learned from the higher realms. I never opened a book. I, for 3 years, I decided I'm not going to read anything. I don't want to know anything because I want to download everything and get it purely so my mind doesn't get in the way. And that's how I'm still learning to this day. Every time I do a healing session, I learn more.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. That was a beautiful story, your origin of healing. And our time is up. So thank you, Ariya, for joining. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for Higher Self Mastery with Ariya Lorenz. So join Stream Plus now and gain immediate access to Aria's program and hundreds of other incredible spiritual teachers and programs. And we're proud to say that Humanities Stream Plus is the largest global streaming platform for consciousness raising masterclasses and transformational education. We are a nonprofit and also give back with our one for one